with that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro. And we are back. We didn't go anywhere because we're still working on trying to get the ads in with the new computer. Thank you for putting up with us. But big shout out to Norel Toyota. Check it out, Toyota. They are the best. Thank you for your ongoing support. As everybody at home knows, I don't introduce my guests because they can do a better job of that than myself. So please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about.
My name is Lindsay Yayechnick, and I'm a 32-year-old local diabetic who is just trying to get the word out about a vision that I came up with a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so what is the vision?
I I had some time. I ordered this blow-up chicken outfit,
Okay.
and I want to visit local diabetics who aren't able to really feel included this Halloween season.
Oh, cool. So I know nothing about being a diabetic or diabetes. Like, what is, like, they can't participate because they just don't have the mobility issues? Like, can you explain, like, what that...
So how this started was me. I grew up with type 1 diabetes since I was 9.
Okay.
Growing up here, there's like, for anything health-wise, there's not a lot of support.
Okay.
At that time, like, there was nothing sugar-free out there. It was just going to school during Halloween sucked. I hated it.
Right, no doubt.
Like the week after, everybody's bringing their candies, and
Yeah.
I'm sitting there with high blood sugars, and I'm like trying to maintain it, but I just got diagnosed, and it was just super hard to feel included. So,
Yeah.
earlier on this year, I was in the hospital. So last year around this time, I was actually hospitalized.
Okay.
I had a pressure ulcer on my foot.
Okay.
So I was in the hospital for Christmas time. During that time, I dressed up. I had a knee scooter because I was off my feet. I had a hole in my foot at the time. I was just trying to heal it.
Okay.
Rapid doses of antibiotics.
Yeah.
Kind of a little stir crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my boyfriend and I would dress up. We put lights around my knee scooter. We put little antlers on, and I had little bags of candy canes, and I just couldn't make people smile because I was so down during that time. So yeah, we went and visited the sports staff, different nurses, just anybody who would really kind of look at us. We would try to give them candy canes and just stay busy during that time. I was in there for my birthday.
Yeah.
I was in there for Valentine's Day. The day after Valentine's Day, I was blessed with an amputation.
Okay.
So I ended up losing my pinky toe,
Okay.
part of my toe. Kind of with that, I just want to give back to the community. So I just always thinking about things. I'm a big people pleaser. Just like to be kind, spread good vibes, do different stuff like that.
Yeah.
Got a chicken outfit.
Cool.
I'm all healed now. I am able to walk. I ended up picking a Facebook group.
Yeah.
Just kind of like me and my friends started this myself, and then I made my friends kind of help me out because I got way too big, way too quick. I only thought it would be like 5 houses or something like that.
Right.
Right now, without media coverage, I have over 20 houses to visit.
Really?
I've stretched this out over the month of October.
Yeah.
Not just diabetics now. We have nonverbal autistic children on the spectrum, any mobility issues, anything like that. I've been reaching out to the parents, arranging times. I'm going to be showing up to houses with strobe lights, speakers, 7-foot blow-up chicken.
Nice.
7 feet.
7 feet.
Well, no doubt, like, when you were like, can I wear the chicken costume here? We're like, I don't know, can you? You're like, nah, I can't wear it right now.
But I can't really.
Yeah. These people and children are going to find out why the chicken crossed the road.
Yeah. Why Lindsay's been cooped up way too long, and this is what I've made out of it. So, just trying to turn something out of negative in my life into something positive. Like, I don't really talk about the time that I was in the hospital besides my candy cane runs, just because I ended up getting COVID when I was in the hospital. Right before Christmas time, they ended up doing a rapid dose of antibiotics, and my kidney shut down. So I started dying last Christmas. Ended up doing like a complete 360. My health is like the best it's ever been now. I'm down like 90 pounds, I think. My blood sugars, amazing. Still trying to find support from Rick Murray and like reach out to other diabetics has been really hard for me. During this last couple weeks, I've reached out to families who have like 15-year-old girls who are like, I'm going to teenagers' houses who have no idea, just to surprise them, which is amazing. I have kids who are 5. I have 3-year-old kids. It's just like the age range. Phenomenal.
Wild. That's so cool. I love how you're turning so much of this into just positivity, even at the beginning, how you're just like, I'm in the hospital going through some stuff, but I'm going to go put some smiles on other people's faces because that's going to help me, like, get through, like, what I'm going through. Like, what an awesome attitude to have. That's so cool. So, when you have diabetes like you have, like, does that mean like all candy, all sugar is like off the table for you, or like how do you maintain like a healthy kind of balance with your food?
It is a daily battle.
Yeah.
What I figured out over the years is that every diabetic is different.
Right.
Whether I'm stressed out, my blood sugar will go up. If I eat a lot of carbs, my blood sugar goes up. If I'm eating normal food, it's going to go up.
Okay.
Being a controlled diabetic is an everyday battle.
Yeah.
It's taken me years. I used to ignore it. Growing up, I would go into the bathroom and have my little tester and my insulin, and I tested my blood and kind of pretended hiding it from everybody because I just didn't want to be made fun of.
Yeah.
In high school, I ignored it.
Yeah.
I didn't take my medication. Didn't want anything to do with it. Now with my complications that I have, like yes, I did suffer an amputation.
Yeah.
I also have a stomach disease on top of it called
Okay.
gastroparesis.
Yeah.
Basically, my stomach's paralyzed. There's a nerve that's saying empty, but that's not working. So often when I eat,
Yeah.
it stays there. So my diet's kind of like liquid, low carb, low sugar now.
Yeah.
A lot of soups and liquids and smoothies and stuff like that.
Right.
I just try to get my nutrition where I can.
Yeah.
On top of that, I also have retinopathy. So I often go down to Edmonton to get needles in my eyes.
Oh.
So like these are the things that I try not to talk about, but like I'm here to talk about me giving back to the community.
Yeah. So you gotta talk about it.
Yeah, sorry for the reaction. That's just like something else. You are a stronger person than I.
Yeah.
My next appointment's actually next week, so me and my boyfriend are going down a day early. We're gonna do a date night, and then that morning of the 19th, I have a double date with double eye injections, and then we're back to Fort McMurray. And then
Whose promises were you breaking that you got to stick needles in your eye now?
Yeah.
they didn't tell me when I was first diagnosed with diabetes. They're like, you're gonna have to deal with needles, and I was like, okay. My mom used to have to pay me $20 for a flu shot.
Yeah.
The next thing they're like, you have to take 5 needles a day.
Wild.
Do I still get $20 a needle? Am I making?
That's right.
Am I making bank
That's
on
right.
this? Like,
That's right.
I don't understand. And then my mom was like, "Hey, if you can fill this 2-liter bottle with the needle tops,
Yeah.
$50." So I'm like, okay.
Okay.
And I was like, I can do this. And now over the years,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to put pressure on my mom or anything, but it stopped after 10.
Yeah.
So like, there's some years.
Got a check coming your way.
Back
Yeah.
payoed.
That's right. Where are you from?
I'm born and raised here in Fort McMurray.
You are?
I am.
Oh, what school did you go
I
to?
already asked.
I went to Father Merck.
Oh, yes. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Love Father Mark Rides.
It's okay, we all make mistakes sometimes.
Yeah. So, being born and raised in Fort McMurray, like you're saying, there's no real communities for diabetics. Is that because it's not like something that there's a lot of like you're finding people now, but like when you were diagnosed, like
health-wise, anything. When you're diagnosed, you're sent to Edmonton.
right?
You're sent to this Dollar Children Hospital, and you're thrown with all this information. It's a couple weeks of learning in and out of the hospital, and then welcome to the world, and you try to figure it out.
Right.
Unfortunately, when I was diagnosed, there's something called the honeymoon stage.
Okay.
Where your body, you start getting your insulin, your body kind of levels out, and you act like you don't have diabetes.
Oh.
Mine lasted 2 years.
Okay.
So my first 2 years of having diabetes, I still thought that I was normal. So when that honeymoon stage faded out, oh, what a whirlwind. Like I was 11, was not good.
No.
Just everything I thought was thrown out the window.
So when you said you ignored it when you were in high school, like what are the ramifications of ignoring it?
I would drink.
Yeah.
I would go up to the vending machine and just like get a regular Coke and look around and be like, I'm not doing the diet one because nobody else is drinking it. And then I was also bigger growing up, so you don't want to drink the Diet Coke coming out of the vending machine when you're a little bit bigger and have people looking at you. So just like things like that, I would sneak.
Right.
Not testing. My blood sugars, like your levels, they say 4 to 8 feeling great.
Yeah.
When you're at 22, you're not feeling good.
Yeah.
And I would just be riding high the whole time. Another thing is, like, if your blood sugar is low, shaky, and you're weak, so I would rather have my blood sugars high than have them low, because that way I'm not going to pass out, or God forbid I pass out during class and then
That's right. That's
So
right.
I was so ashamed of it. I ignored it, and now I'm very vocal about it. I tell everybody, you shouldn't identify with your illness. And I'm like, well, I'm not just a diabetic. I'm a diabetic chick now.
Yeah.
And it's so much more.
That's awesome. Like I love the embracing of it and like making some positive kind of moves because of it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Tanner tapped his phone. That means he's got his questions ready for the Mac City Minute. But before we jump into it, we need to talk about Carrie from Patchouli Rose. Carrie has awesome products for men and women. Great for your skin, great for your beard. She's also an artist. Check out her page, Patchouli Rose. Thank you, Carrie, for your ongoing support. Tanner, hit her with the Mac City Minute.
Alrighty, question number 1. What was your favorite game to play as a child?
My favorite game to play as a child was called Cops and Robbers.
Nice. Question number 2. What do you think is the most underrated soup flavor?
I'm a soup queen. Loaded baked potato.
Question number 3. What do you think is the best event to go to in Fort McMurray?
Event-wise? So before my chicken thing, not gonna lie, anxiety, I was in the hospital, kind of kept to myself.
Yeah.
My big thing has always been going out to the river and floating on it. Event-wise, I haven't been out too much.
That's an event.
This year, I'm looking forward to the haunted houses that are going on.
Chateau Boo.
And the Haunting of All Place.
Question number 4. Who do you think is the best animal-based character?
Nice answer.
And your final question. If you could be a background character in any TV show, what show would you pick?
Wow. Okay. I'm going to have to put some thought in. Where did you come up with this question? Okay.
It's just what I do.
Okay. If I could be a background character in any TV show. Oh, you know what? If I could pick directly what character it would be Angelica from Rugrats, and I would be nice. And I would direct those babies, and I would be a good role model, but it would definitely be Angelica from Rugrats.
That wouldn't be as good of a show, I don't think, but great answer.
If she was ran by a 7-foot chicken, though.
Yeah,
Totally different.
You know what? Yeah, that's like chicken, dog, and Rugrats had a baby. Those have been your 5 questions.
That's awesome. Yeah, if you were a giant chicken in Rugrats, they have the dinosaur. I forget what the dinosaur. Reptar. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd fight Reptar. That was a cool show.
That was.
With really innovative animation for back in the day.
Definitely takes you back to the 90s and my childhood.
Yeah. Yeah. Rugrats was a great show. Yeah, I loved Rugrats. Yeah, the whole concept. Because I was a little bit older when it came out, so I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be into this, but the writing of it. Yeah, good answer, Rugrats, Angelica. I like that. So, outside of dressing up like a chicken, what do you do in Fort McMurray for fun?
What do I do in Fort McMurray for fun? Lately I've just been focusing on my healing. I did have my amputation earlier on this year.
Right.
Just getting my health back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my chicken gig. I've been on AISH, so I'm on disability, and probably go back to work part-time.
Okay.
Just seeing what's out there. Before I did this, I was in EA with the school board working with special needs children.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was there for I think 8 years.
Okay, public or Catholic?
Catholic. Yeah. So I've always just liked working with kids regardless. It's always kind of been my niche, just children, adults, kind of anything where I can just kind of give back and make a difference.
Yeah.
Is my thing.
With the amputation, what's the rehab like for that? Because you're once you lose a toe, that kind of throws everything off the balance, I would assume, right?
I think so, but gravity's never been my friend.
Okay.
So, I didn't really notice that bad of a difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
You fall a lot?
It's just, my ongoing joke is I'm Ukrainian and native, so I'm just not even. Not stable, not even. It just...
That's hilarious.
I have noticed a little bit, I do go to one side a little bit more.
Right.
But whether that's a mentality thing, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because I heard that your balance is on your big toe.
Oh,
and I only lost my pinky, but when I think about it, I start leaning to one side, so I think it's a mind over matter thing.
Right.
Does it still feel like your toes there?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, it does.
Phantom.
Thank you for asking
Yes.
that.
Yeah, Phantom,
Yes,
right?
it does.
Yeah.
I just had a pedicure yesterday,
Yeah.
and my friend did it. And she went to go grab my foot, and she's like, "Oh my god, I totally forgot that it's." I'm like, "It's not there. Just say it. It's not there."
Yeah.
And like for months for my healing, I
Yeah.
didn't touch it. Like I wasn't allowed water on it. I remember my first shower when I was allowed to touch my foot. I'm like, I felt like the Little Mermaid. I'm like, is this my foot now? Like,
Yeah.
what is this? I'm like,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Do I get discounts for pedicures?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand what's going on
That's
now.
right. Yeah.
10% off.
Yeah.
I got 10% off my pedicure yesterday.
Did you really?
For real?
I
Nice.
did.
Oh,
Yeah, I got
that
a
is
discount.
so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had friends say they're going to cut off their toes in solidarity. Best support network I've ever had.
That's awesome. That's form
I'm not-
community for that.
I'm not that good of a friend, if I'm honest with you. So
Yeah.
you got great friends.
That's right.
I have friends that are agreeing to dress up like blow up animals with
Yeah.
me. So
See,
Yeah.
I would do that before I cut off my toe, if I'm honest with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
2 of my local friends, I have one of my friends, Jessica. I grew up with her. She's dressing up like a unicorn.
Yeah.
She was one of my first calls growing up when I got diabetes.
Yeah.
And then my friend Taylor is dressing up like a horse.
That's awesome.
It is exactly what you think.
Yeah.
It has a back end on it and everything.
Yeah.
It's a blow up. It has an awkward face.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So how are you getting people engaged? How does this work? This whole concept?
So I made social media posts myself.
Yeah.
I went on 7. I went on Facebook. I ended up making my own diabetic Facebook page.
Right.
Word of mouth, people have been joining the page. I have almost 200 followers right
That's
now.
awesome.
It's mind blowing. I like.
Yeah.
I don't do public speaking. Like I shake to the core.
Yeah.
Even to the thought of me going to 20 random people's houses and doing this.
Yeah.
It makes me so anxious, but
Yeah.
my excitement for it and just like the
Right.
kids' faces, because they have no idea I'm going to show up. So
Yeah.
I picture myself being 9, and I go
Right.
back to me being a little girl, and the Halloweens that I just didn't want to go out, or I just didn't want to have that fight.
Yeah.
If my mom ordered a 7-foot chicken with strobe lights and a speaker to my house
Yeah.
before Halloween when you're not expecting it,
Yeah.
yeah,
you'd
I'd be
be
all
pumped.
about that.
That's
I'd be like, I have
hilarious.
diabetes. Yeah, I'd be looking at the neighbors like diabetic chick right here.
Yeah.
100%.
You're gonna be like a Halloween legend. Like,
Yeah.
You know how like Santa is like a Halloween legend for Christmas. You're
Yeah.
gonna be a Halloween legend or Halloween legend for this city.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I hope so.
Every Halloween. That's a really dope idea. So let me hear you, Tam.
Nah, she should get hooked up with Kids Drop.
Oh yeah, we should try to make that connection happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll reach out to them. That's a cool collab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Growing up here, what did you like to do with your time?
Nerd.
Yeah,
I liked reading
that's good.
books. I grew up in Beacon Hill, so I was always on the trails up in Beacon Hill walking.
Nice.
Just kept close with my friends.
Yeah.
There was like literally a gang of 20 of us that grew up in Beacon Hill. Like
Right.
we probably looked like this feral little group of children
Yeah,
that
you're-
just like always went around, but like
Yeah. We're a problem.
solidarity and just it was growing up now as an adult. If I saw 20 kids running around like that, I'd be a little bit terrified. But like everybody stuck together. There was actually a couple of us that were diabetic in the group.
Oh wow.
There was another boy that was diabetic growing up. So
No.
yeah, no, it was his blood sugars weren't under control. I remember.
Yeah.
I always remember like comparing and like I don't try to compare my blood sugars to anybody else.
Right.
But I was like, sir,
Yeah.
you need to get that under control.
That's right.
Like those are high numbers.
Beacon Hill is wild. I lived in Beacon Hill for a while. The cool thing about Beacon Hill, for people who don't know, when you live in Beacon Hill, there's all those back alleys. And so literally when you live in Beacon Hill, you never have to touch the main road. You can just back alley it anywhere. So as a child, the amount of freedom you get because you never have to cross a road is wild. So like you can live on one side of Beacon Hill and have a friend on the other side, and that's okay. And your parents are like, yeah, sure, just back alley it. So yeah, you have gangs of kids.
And we used to meet on that
Yeah.
little alley that went down Beacon Hill. We'd
Yeah.
meet down there. You could hear the ice cream truck from a mile away, and
Yeah.
we could pinpoint what block it was at, and
Yeah.
they were running for it.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was awesome.
It's Beacon Hill. I moved there when I was an adult, but I had friends growing up there, and everybody I know who grew up in Beacon Hill has like the closest friends because of like what you just said. Like you're allowed to just like be wild and like explore, and your parents are like, hey, enjoy.
You're safe. Don't
Yeah.
go to the highway.
Yeah.
You're safe.
That's right. Yeah.
You're only allowed to go so far, and then we were good. But
When I moved there, I didn't have a fence on my backyard. Like, it was just, like, open to the alley. And I didn't have any kids. Like, I was like 25 at the time. And one night I go out, there's a bunch of kids in my backyard. And I was just like, hey, what's going on? They're like, oh, we're just hanging. Just like, could you hang somewhere else? I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. They bounced out. The next day I come home from work. All of their bikes are in my backyard. No kids to be found anywhere.
They knew it was safe?
They knew it was safe. Like, they'd hang out on my garage roof. They'd climb my tree, and that was it. I was like, guys, the tree is too high. Like, somebody's going to get hurt. Like, get out of the tree. They're like, all right.
Insurance for this?
Yeah. But I literally, like, had a gym and a party area in my garage.
Yeah.
And, like, I'd be throwing, like, parties, or I'd be working out in the middle of the night, and I'd just hear, like, krr, krr, krr. Well, it's just a bunch of kids on the roof. I'm like, off the roof, guys. Like, all right, Mr. Pierre, peace. And they just, like, bounce out. Wild. It was beautiful. Like, I loved it. Like, I never got mad at them.
Yeah.
But yeah, kids who come from Beacon Hill, they're built different.
We are.
Yeah.
Honestly, we used that game at Cops and Robbers.
Yeah.
Literally was us hiding in back alleys, hiding under people's trailers.
Yeah.
And there was the cops and there were the robbers.
That's right.
We just, the hiding spots that we would find, if we were to do that now,
Yeah.
would not be appreciated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Downtown kids play Cops and Robbers too.
Yeah. Downtown, good one. Yeah. No, it's just interesting. Like, dependent on, like, where you grew up in this town, really depends, or really can impact, like, how you see the world. Like, I grew up in Thickwood primarily, like in Dickinsfield, and, like, it's so chill and laid back, and, like, you can do almost anything. It's just, like, a relaxed environment. So I thought. Until I moved to Beacon Hill, I'm like, man, these kids really do anything up here. I thought I had free reign, but, like, Beacon Hill kids, it's just, like, it's a cool spot.
Yeah.
It really is.
We were cute and innocent growing up, and then teenage years, you see us go to the bush line, and then that's when we got in trouble, right? The pallets are going in.
Yeah.
We're like, we're not doing anything.
Yeah, that's right. So, do you love Joma's Beacon Hill? Is that like your number one Joma's then?
Growing up, we used to fold the pizza boxes for slices of pizza toast, and like, oh yeah, Kelly watched us grow up there. Like, it was awesome. We were, like, the original Joma's.
And so, where in town do you live now?
I'm in Abbotsford.
You're in Abbotsford. Okay, which, when you come up the hill, left or right?
Towards the You put me on the spot, and I'm not good left or
That's
right.
right.
Like,
No, I had to look. The only reason I know left and right is because I have a watch on my left and a bracelet on my right. So before I asked the question, I don't know if anybody at home noticed, I put up my hand, glanced at my left. I'm like, all right, I'm going right.
When I wrote my driving test, I put L and R on my thumbs.
Smart.
And nail polish, so that when they asked me, I wouldn't get anxiety or anything. Smart. I know which way to go.
Yeah.
Got this.
Yeah.
Lock down.
I used to play basketball, and, like, it was one of those things where you need to know how to, like, but you're not allowed to wear jewelry when you play ball. And so, like, my coach at the time, he's like, that's why I wear bracelets to this day. He's like, put a rubber band on your wrist. Like, you can wear a rubber band in the game, and then you'll know, like, that's right. I'm like, all right, there we go. That's a little life hack. So you live by the cemetery, so you have the coolest park ever.
The steepest slide ever is by that cemetery.
Yeah.
I don't know who designed a cemetery by the park. I just picture kids being like, I made this new friend today, and that friend just never existed.
Yeah, facts.
Did you not ever see that slide in Waterways?
Oh,
that is the steepest slide ever.
I still talk about that slide to this day to my boyfriend, and I'm trying to find pictures of the big red slide, and I'm trying to, like, tell him, like,
that bullet that would burn you on the way down and send you at 1,000 miles an hour. Yeah, that thing was awesome.
You just started a rabbit hole I need to go down. I'm going to write that in the book after we're done filming. We need to find a picture of that slide.
Big red slide.
That thing was a death trap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The staircase is still there.
Yeah.
That big trek to go up. So,
really?
Like, I showed my boyfriend that, and I'm like, you used to have to climb that, and now picture this big red slide.
That's just metal.
Yeah.
And then over the years, somebody burned the hole in the bottom of it, and nobody really knew until that first kid went down. So I'm like, what happened there?
I don't know about this story. Tanner tapped his watch. We're out of time, but we're finishing this story. Please tell me about this. I don't know about a kid falling through this slide.
Kids broke arms and fell through it, and legs, and
Yeah, people would just destroy the slide, and then you'd go to it for family fun day, and nobody was having fun.
Nobody was having fun. They had the teeter-totter down there, too. Like, it was a huge teeter-totter, and, like, somebody's getting hurt at the end of the teeter-totter. The guy at top or girl is coming down hard. That park was, like, nightmare fuel. And like our parents all took us down there. Like, yeah, it's a great time. It was like the special park to take us to.
We're gonna pack a picnic and we're all gonna watch this as a family.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
That's right. Wild. Please, anybody watching, if you have a picture of the Lions Park slide, please.
No, Lions Park Waterways.
Waterways. Yes, Waterways. Please send it in. The Lions Park slide was wild too. The one like right next to the Heritage Park.
Yeah. My brother had an asthma attack on that slide, actually.
And listen, I feel bad for everybody at home because we're going to keep talking after we stop filming. But before I cut you loose, everybody gets a shameless shout out or plug. So you have the mic, the camera, the lights. Have fun.
I would like to give a shout out to my boyfriend, Taliesin Tupper, my best friend, Taylor Fawcett, my other best friend, Jessica Morin, and Cheyenne Lewis.
There we go. Awesome. Well, for McMurray, Wood Buffalo, the rest of the world, that's been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for tuning in. Big shout out to our title sponsor, Morale Toyota, as well as Carrie from Patchouli Rose. We do appreciate both of your ongoing support. Hope everybody at home is having a great day. See you tomorrow. Peace.